What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Taking a Risk with George. It's moving day once again, and we're once again not on time. All right, first things first, I've got to run and get gas, and then we've got to come back and pack up the truck. Hopefully the honey will take care of business while I'm gone, but I know she will. So let's go. All right, so just made it to the 7-Eleven right up the street, and funny enough, so the gas price here is $3.06, which is actually kind of low. It's been super high for the last few weeks while we've been over here at Thousand Trails, but we use Gas Buddy, and if you use Gas Buddy, you know that the prices drop when you get there, but they don't show up at the actual pump. So I'm putting gas right now for $2.96, but that's because we have a Gas Buddy card, and if you don't have one, I suggest you get one. This is not a paid advertisement, it's just a helpful tip. All right, so there we go. There's a full tank, well, from what we had left in her, so $66.99, but I do want to point out that it does show as $3.06 on here, but when you go to your receipt on the Gas Buddy app, that's where it'll tell you what you actually put. Let's see if it actually shows it on here. Probably not going to get a receipt. These things never give you receipts anymore. Oh, no way. Of course, because I'm filming, they're going to act right. Let's see if it shows up on there. No, it's still saying $3.06, but if we go to the app, it'll show it as $2.96. All right, I was on my way back, trying to get everything packed up and ready to go, and I was told that I had to make one more stop. Some of you probably already know, you guessed it, the honey's favorite place. No, not the chiropractor, that's my favorite place. There it is right there, Starbucks. All right, she does mobile order, so it comes pretty quick. Check out this beautiful drink. She got the venti chocolate hazelnut cookie cold brew. Wow, look at me, I'm learning. Uh-oh, only just light ice, that's all she got. Wow, normally there's like 18 things in this drink, but that wasn't too bad. I was in and out. Check that out. After just a little bit of driving, it's dripping down. It looks so good. Now's a good time to share with y'all something that happened to me yesterday. I wish I would have started recording sooner because there was a lot more traffic at the time, but check this out. I've never had this happen before. Let me know if this has happened to you. What is happening here? We've got a green light on this side and everybody on that side is going. What is happening? What? All right, just made it back. The honey got her coffee just in time. She was freaking out. But now I got to get up here and do one of my favorite chores, which seems to be of concern to a lot of people. And just watch, guys. I love it. All right, on my way up. Check out what's been going on up here. Oh, wow, it actually looks great. Surprisingly enough. She looks really good. Take a peek at this, guys. Look, barely any leaves. What in the heck? I have not been up here to maintain anything since the last time I showed you guys. The things look great up here. Grandpa's beard ain't shedding, so this will be real quick. As far as I can tell, I just gotta make sure the seals, see, like sticks like that little stick right there. I just gotta make sure stuff like that and all those sticks are out of the way for when that slide comes in, just so it doesn't poke into there and rip it or tear it apart. Oh yeah, I like to clean the gutters out because you see the little tiny gutters get all clogged up. Not bad. Just got home, just got done sweeping, and look at me, a man of simple taste. Jackson actually made me a cup of coffee this morning. Honey, you're gonna spill my coffee.
Sorry.
Jackson made it.
Sorry.
I'm bored. It is delicious, buddy. Thank you so much. Got my cute little helper here. Why you hiding? Why you hiding? All right, I gotta bring these stairs up. Ugh. Oh, I gotta do all the hard stuff around here. All right, that's all done. Just gotta close that door and we're good to go. All right, just getting everything else cleaned up and sealed up and locked and closed, getting this stuff packed as now, because now we have that bike in there. Now I gotta run around the side, double check that. And I gotta get all this stuff inside. One of my favorite parts, putting the sewer away. But I have to show you guys something because we discovered this while Healthy Tanks was around, which is so weird because been in and out of this thing, checked it a million times, but never noticed that there's literally a thing right here for our sewer hoses. And look at that, it goes all the way back. I've been thinking about building one of these for weeks now. Not even paying attention that there's actually one here, and we checked it the other day. Oh yeah, open that way. There's nothing in it, which is perfect. So we're gonna try and use it today and see if it holds all of our hoses so I don't have to shove them into that bucket anymore. All right, one thing I gotta do before I put these sewer hoses away is definitely check these tanks. Oh no, our black is almost full again. We just dumped it the other day. Oh, gray is full. Gray 1 is full. Uh-oh. I better go dump those before I put these hoses away. So that slows us down a bit because I had no clue. So we're going to hop in here real quick. And of course, I gotta unlock this. Let me in. Oh, that one doesn't seem to want to seal unless you really shove it in there. But I got to open this up and drain this black tank. All right, just pulled the black tank. And as you can see, there's not that much in there. Uh-oh, I'm wondering if we smeared the sensors again. Uh-oh. That's not good. Normally I would be pumping water into there, but I'm just trying to do this quick, just trying to see what's flowing out. And there's definitely stuff flowing out, so we're gonna let that finish and then we're gonna pull that gray tank. Just like that, folks, it's done. That was literally barely 30 seconds. I got this hose wrapped up and put away before this was done, or actually after this was done, being pretty much done. So I'm gonna close that back up and we're gonna see. Oh yeah, that definitely goes back in. There's very little rebound. I love it. Let's pull this gray tank. That's the one that needed dumped. There it goes. Good. Let's get that all cleaned up. And I'm gonna actually put this sewer tube away over here and start pulling other things in. All right, I've got the one hose attached to the smaller hose, and that one I think is ready to go. I got it all the way cramped. I'm so proud of myself. That rarely ever happens for that one, of course. But anyways, I don't know if the whole thing, if all of them will fit in there together. So I'm just gonna try this and see how far it goes. I'm also nervous about one going in there and me never being able to get it back out without having some type of reacher or anything. I guess I could probably stick my hand in that hole. It's probably not that deep. All right, so we got it in there and we're pushing it in. And we'll see how much room is left to see if that other tube could actually fit in here. Oh, nice, it even fits with that in there. That's awesome. All right, so that's a pretty good size. I'm gonna keep my hand on. Oh, I can barely get my hand in here, but I'm sure. Oh yeah, that's the end of it. Yeah, there's definitely no way I'm getting that other tube in there. So that'll have to be it for now, and I'll just have to remember that that one's in there. Pretty cool. That actually saves me space in that bucket anyways. Let's get it closed up and hopefully, now that I've been playing with this, watch it opens up while we're driving and my tubes go a-flying. All right, and with that, I was able to get it all in there, no problem at all. Now I've got so much extra space in here for activities. Seal it up, get it put away. Oh, I thought that was a spider for a second. It's like he's coming with us to the next place, which is actually an hour or so away, so we've got a pretty decent drive ahead of us. So we better get going. All right, just let the honey know that she can start bringing in the slides, which she should be doing any minute. I had to go change my shirt because one, I have to represent to where we're going. I gotta let them know that we're coming and we're gonna take charge of everything because we're gonna win every time. Here we go, slides going in. Just kidding, we don't do that kind of stuff, but slides are coming in. But it did get really, really warm. It was like upper 40s this morning when we woke up, and now it's like in the 60s already. Let me double check. According to my watch, it is 62 degrees right now. So it literally jumped up about 20 degrees. Or so, because it's probably warmer than what this thing says. But oh, she stopped bringing the slides in. I gotta go check on what's wrong. That's what's going on. Evelyn's in here taking charge, helping with the slides. God, you're so cute. Thank you so much for helping mommy. Uh-oh, Bigfoot. Those are, she's getting the slides put all the way in. Evelyn is such a great helper, but now I gotta get this water turned off, which I already did. Turn this off just to make sure that there's no more flowing in and get ready for that big splash. It's gonna come out. Hopefully everybody brushed their teeth. If not, they'll be all right. It's gonna be a stinky ride for them because I get to ride alone. This never gets to happen. And it's gonna be a long one today. We've got an hour and a half or so drive to our next destination. Since we have both cars now, I get to take the truck and everybody gets to pile into the car or the SUV. And I get a quiet ride of nothing but my thoughts. All right, we got all the slides in, all the families in the car. I'm getting ready to hook up. Just got to drop it down and get it to the right height. Track that. And I do got to make sure that little plastic ring right there gets on there before we do take off. All right, that looks actually too low now. Let's see, we're a little off center, but with the right height, it should slide right in, no issue. And actually, I think we're good. I think we're gonna try that. We're all situated in. I do gotta put this pin into that hole just to make sure everything's locked, everything's hooked up where it should be. We got power. Let's get this. Hopefully I don't get bit. All right. The rear gear and middle gear is up. Gotta go make sure the rest went up. All right, that one's good. And that one's good. All right, we're all hooked up. So I just gotta get the front up and then we're good to go. And once again, every time we hook up, we make sure to leave it just a few inches off the ground or centimeters off the ground, just enough so that we know it's loose. Gonna go do a tug test before we actually put the weight on here, because if you do not, this whole thing can come crashing down and crush the back of your truck, and that is an expensive repair that we do not want to do. All right, tug test was a success, or pull test, whatever you guys want to call it. So we're gonna lift the rest of this up and put the weight back on it. and we're gonna be good to go in just a few seconds. Honey, what time is it? Quickly.
10:51.
10:51, we're out of here almost 9 minutes early, folks. It is a miracle. It never happens that way. Look at us go. We're getting better as we go. All right, there we go, all hooked up. Power cable is stored away. Doing one more double check, making sure everything's working properly. That's sealed. Door is locked. All right, that's sealed. These are all locked. These don't get opened. They're locked, 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 and one more. Locked. All right, good to go. Check it out, y'all. The sound of silence. That's nice. I do miss the kids, though. They are a lot more fun. They keep me entertained while we're going. So the honey stopped off at fast food restaurant while I'm heading off of here on my own. Apparently my GPS is saying 2.5 hours. I was wrong before, and hers is only saying 2 hours, so I don't know what the deal is with that, but hopefully we'll meet up at about the same time. All right, about halfway there, and oh my goodness, this drive has been absolutely wonderful. There's so much to see, so much to do in these areas that we're passing by, but of course we're still about an hour or so out. Had to close my window twice. There was a dump truck carrying sand that was riding next to me, and it kept getting in my eye, stuff like that. So I figured that was dangerous. Better close my window, better safe than sorry. And this highway that I'm on is one of the strangest highways I've ever been on. The speed limit has changed like 50 times in the last like 10 miles, and I have to be on it for another 50. But now we're in a 35 section. We've gone from 60 to 55, 45 to 35 to 30, back up to 60, then to 45, now to 35, and it just keeps changing. It is wild, and I still have not seen the honey. She hasn't called me yet. I could probably call her, but she hasn't caught up to me, which I think is weird. Or she took a different route, because I use a specific app that is definitely for truckers, so I do not run into any low-hanging bridges or anything like that. It takes me on the safest routes, because I do have a 13.6 foot trailer, or 13.5 foot trailer, I guess would better say it. So I got to make sure that we don't run into anything, because I would never want to do that. I don't want to back this thing up on a main road. That sounds horrendous to me, and it sounds like a nightmare. So hopefully this light will change soon. We'll get on with our journey and be done here soon and get it backed into the spot and set up, and then we'll go have some fun. All right, just got to Fort Meade, I think, and my goodness, has it been an absolutely beautiful day for driving. I am having the time of my life right now. These are some of my favorite days. As stressful as they are, these are some of my favorite days, because it's just too beautiful down here. And I'm so glad to be moving today, because this was a great day to move. All right, it's still beautiful on this day. It's about 80 degrees right now, which is absolutely wonderful. And I just got to this town. I think it's pronounced Wauchula, maybe? It is a really cool town. Very historic, I can tell. Very red brick buildings and stuff like that. Lots of old looking buildings that this town has had some history, which is pretty cool. Oh wow, just passed Thousand Trails Peace River, and that RV park looked absolutely awesome. I don't think we're gonna stop there on our trip. We're going from here, or maybe we are, maybe that's our next one after where we're going, so that'll be cool. And after that, we've got a big trip planned. I hope all you guys are excited for that, because I know we're excited. We've been planning this for a while, and it finally is gonna happen. It's finally coming true. And we're going to do some pretty cool stuff, so make sure you stay tuned. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. It's free. Don't forget to turn on all notifications. That way you're notified when we upload a video. All right, finally got here to our new campsite. Pulled into the spot, and these are tight. Tighter than what I'm used to, but luckily it is just a pull through. I was able to pull through. I had to actually try again and go around a second time. There's a lot of dips and a lot of things here that could mess you up, but check this out. Oh no, we're all up in the grass, and we've got a lot of grass, mud, sand. I don't know how the weather's gonna be, but I got it perfect, because I want this to be about halfway to that one. That way I can hook up both. I don't have to worry about doing it individually. You can see my first attempt came in through here. There it is right there. Came right over that pad, so that wasn't gonna work. That's why I had to do it again. I actually had assistance the second time. The gentleman next door helped me out, so that actually looks much better. The only thing I'm a little upset about is that the staircase is going to come out halfway on the stairs and halfway on the grass, so we'll see how that works out. All right, first things first, we get the electric hooked up, which is something they don't really teach you, but it does help because you don't have to run off your battery to do that. So let's go check the power dog and make sure everything's reading properly, which it is. He's glowing white. I know you can't really tell. He is a happy dog, right? He looks happy. All right, folks, so getting set up. My OCD got the best of me. Ended up cleaning up everything that was out of here, cleaning out everything that was in here, because I want to reorganize this stuff. And look, So all this stuff was in there. All of this stuff. I've got to reorganize all of this. And what I'm going to do to clean up in here is show you this new vacuum that the honey got. It's called the Homika. And this thing is awesome. This is not as small as it is. It does have a long piece. It has a lot of accessories. But it is rather powerful. And I'm going to use it to suck up all of the dirt that's in here so I can have a clean space to work with. And then one of these days, I'll show you guys what that is. Well, I mean, you can read it if you have eyeballs right now. It's a mobile freezer that we still have not set up. We've had that for probably weeks. Maybe months. I think I got that back when I was in Ohio. It's just been sitting in here chilling, literally. But we've got to set it up, so I'm gonna clean this space out and maybe make a good spot for it to set it up. All right, so let's see how this vacuum does that the honey got. I do love that it has a trigger. Ooh, there's one. There's two, and it gets up higher. Oh yeah, look at this thing twist and turn. Oh my goodness, does it get all the crumbs out of the corner? Good enough. I'll use my specific vacuum here if I do all this. Ooh, that is one heck of a vacuum, I gotta say. Homika, you guys know where it's at. Oh yeah, look, it's actually sucking that dirt. The closer I get, the more it sucks. Well, this thing's actually pretty nice, I gotta say. I'm gonna have see if I click it a third time. Oh no, it shuts off. So you get 2 clicks, 2 squeezes of that trigger, and this will give me a nice clean working space so that I can reorganize, because if it's not clean, I don't want to organize in it. I have a really bad habit of that, or an issue. If it's not clean, I don't want to work. It made me a nightmare to work with at jobs, I promise you. I always had to have clean workspaces. I was always on top of people trying to clean their workspaces. And some people just don't want clean spaces. They like the chaos, which every once in a while, it's not bad. But it does get overwhelming to me really quickly. And I feel like I work way better with a clean space and a clean mind. It's because I don't have to focus on the other little tasks that need to be done while I'm trying to do the main task. Oh wow, that was awesome. Just a matter of seconds, this space is looking good. All right, folks, and just like that, we are nice and clean. I'm still gonna use another vacuum to get all that stuff and these bristles from my brush, my big old broom. Uh-oh, falling apart on me. There we go. So Homika, if you want to get your own, check out the product link that is tagged in the description, and it should be linked as well in the products. I don't know how any of that works. I don't watch YouTube. But I'm going to hand clean all that part out right there from all the water and all the sediment that builds up. But this is looking nice. I think it can actually work in here. And eventually my plan is to hang up a rack right here for all of my tools just like that. I don't like using the Velcro straps as well as those are working. It doesn't look nice to me. It looks kind of sloppy. I'd like to do something better. As you can see over here, I've got my batteries actually hooked up. That was fun to do. So these things can definitely take a little bit of weight. I'd like to use them, but this side, I'm honestly thinking about just taking these entire panels down. All of them. I've already moved them a couple times. You can see taking the screws out, and I'll show you guys. I've actually, that's our inner guts. This needs to be cleaned out too now. Oh, great. Now that I saw it, it has to be cleaned. I'll be right back. All right, so don't mind the vibration. The honey is doing laundry. That's what's shaking, but check out this place. Oof. This definitely needs a good cleaning. I probably should replace all of these that have been in here since we bought this back in October, and it is now the beginning of February. So, you know what? Check this out, guys. Check that out. That little Homika went to work on this area. I still got to get the nooks and crannies with my actual rigid vacuum, but check that out. I got to get in there. Some decent work. That was quick, real quick. All right, I'm cleaning in here, folks, and thoughts are crossing my mind that I'm not enthusiastic about, but I'm super excited for at the same time. I can't explain it. You just have to go with me. You see how this railing right here prevents this from going any further? I'm thinking about moving it back to all the way about right here so that these cords don't get pinched, and you can see that leads right into our living area. But this GFCI right here that's on the outside, I've hated it. I've often thought to myself, how great would it be to be on the inside? That way I can plug stuff in, and look, it looks like there may have even been a part for it at one point. And whoever did this, like, why? What were you thinking? What kind of stuff is this? That's a very half-a job to me, if you ask. And I would much rather prefer that GFCI be out here than out there. So thoughts are crossing my mind that I need to take this apart and move it over here so that I can slide this all the way back and have a GFCI plug-in on the inside here so that I could charge things without having to keep them outside, because that could be a safety hazard. Of course, it could be a fire hazard to have it in here, but I think it'll be okay. And if anybody was wondering what the guts of our RV looks like, here you go. That is our guts. These are all the cables. I did not do any of this. This is how it comes pre-assembled. And I hate that all this space is wasted. Literally, all this is wasted space. Like, why would you have area like this to just waste it? So I'm thinking if I were to move stuff back, I could rearrange this and maybe organize this to block that part off and then cut it off right here, so that as a big area right here would be open for storage, and I think that would be great for us. Check out this wonderful kid. That is Jackson's knee right there. Me and him were playing a game where I stuck my hand in here and I was going, and it's from one of our favorite video games, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, and look what this kid gave me. I told him I needed paper because that's what the hand asks for in game. He made me the Deku Deed. Oh my goodness. If anybody out there understands this reference, you know how happy this makes my heart. That is my boy. Absolutely love it. And he brought me a bottle of water. What a great kid. All right, so I got the first part taken off and moved back, but I haven't put it in yet. I got to make sure that this will actually fit, because I'm thinking those cables are going to have to go up, because I'm not going to probably do that right now, because if I do that, it's going to leave a hole right there for things to get in, and I don't want to deal with that right now. But I'm sure it'll work out in the end. So let's just get to doing what I'm thinking about first. And I hope the honey didn't have any plans for the rest of today. All right, I got the second part off and repositioned where I think I want it, and you guys just missed it. I wish I could film these things. It's really hard to film while I'm working, but Yazzie just came outside and she said, "Daddy, I found a gumball," and she shows me, and it's a quarter, and it's because we've been going to quarter machines that have gumballs in them, and she showed it to me, and it's like this really cool Aztec looking gold coin. Like, I'm telling her, no, it's not a quarter, it's more precious. It's not a quarter. It's not a quarter. No, it's not. It's a medallion. It's more important than a quarter. I will give you a quarter. Can I have it? God, I love these kids. It's not a quarter. It's not a quarter. That's a medallion. Yeah, show everybody that beautiful medallion you got. No, it's a quarter. It's a medallion. No, it's a quarter. It's one of the 7 pieces of 8. You're so cute.
All right, y'all. So I heard all kinds of knocking, and I came on outside. And I was like, "Babe, what the heck are you doing?" Let me just show you what he's doing, y'all. He's doing a whole reconstruction. So this is like our bay, and then this is the steps inside. And he was like, "Look at all this space down here that's like blocked off." Because the board that I just showed you over there, like, literally went on that black trim right there. It went across the black trim. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, I could put drawers in here, utilize all that space, and then cut the board to size, so that way the cables are all covered up, and that way he has access to the 2 drawers." Like, genius. So let's watch him. What are you just doing? Just measuring first.
Measure twice, cut once.
Measure twice, cut once. All right. And then a pretty cool, this black stuff is just like glued on. So we're just going to like wood glue it. I don't know. I figured it was stapled, but it's not.
I'm actually going to measure thrice.
Thrice? Okay.
Thrice. I want to make sure this line is as straight as possible.
Oh boy, that's my shell.
Oh no. Look. Oh. Well, at least there wasn't a snail in here anymore. But that looks pretty broken. Alright, so he's got it all measured and got it secured down so the...
You got your ear protection, eye protection on?
Uh-oh, you got your eye protection on. I got my ear protection on, so we're ready to rock and rumble.
Glove, baby.
Look at that perfect line. Ooh!
I try and keep the sights clean-ish. I mean, sawdust is not that big of a deal, but I don't want it just flying all over the place, blowing in people's faces. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is cut this felt so that it's to size, so that when I go to spray adhesive it'll be good. And I'm going to cut a lot of extras, that way it definitely grips on. Hopefully this cut is pretty straight.
The sound of that cutting sounds so cool.
You like that?
Yeah, but probably touching it, probably not. I don't know. Felt is not a material that I like.
I felt that.
You felt that?
Oops, that was horrifically exciting.
Feels good.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. That looks straight. Oh my gosh. Cutting the angle so that way that it doesn't really overlap, yeah.
I know what's funny about the word overlap, but they enjoyed it.
Mommy did it with it's
Ooh, that's nice.
Look at
It's not perfect,
that.
but that was an eyeball cut.
Pretty good. Why are you cutting eyeballs?
Oof. I'm an ogre. Use your eyeballs to make my jelly. Right, Tiazzy? Mm-hmm. That one was a strange cut, I gotta say.
Why are you cutting the eyes?
We're just gonna go ahead and pretend like that never happened. Excuse me, young lady, I have an smooth knife.
What's happening right now?
I don't know, this corner, it's because I'm facing it instead of it facing me, so it's a little, I'm backwards right now.
Yeah.
Plus there's kids running around.
Trying to be safe. That looks great.
Yeah. There we go. That should do it for this corner. Sure. Perfect.
Good enough.
It'll stay.
Like a glove.
Yes. Check out that beautiful sky, y'all. That is awesome. This turned out to be such a great day. Such a great driving day, such a great working day. Like, I haven't busted out my tools in forever, and this makes me so happy. I was hoping kind of like the neighbors would see me and be like, hey, that guy's a handyman. Maybe he can help us do some stuff. And then they'd be asking me for help with their projects, and that would have been cool. But, you know, a man can dream. We're just going to spray this on here carefully. Wind is taking it that way. I don't want that to happen. It's going to make my tools all sticky. And now it's spraying that way. That doesn't make any sense either. If you don't know anything about spray adhesive, I suggest you read up on it before you use it, because it is some tricky stuff. You want to let it sit for a second. And I did spray both sides that are going to stick just for double adhesiveness. So we're going to stick this together in just a second. Hopefully it'll stick. I kind of need two hands, folks. So I'll see you in a second. There we go. As you can see, these are the corners I did, and these are the corners somebody else did. So I'm not saying their work was shabby. Mine ain't too shabby. Not too bad for a guy with two first names. And now this next part is the real trick, making sure this part actually fits where I wanted it to, and that it doesn't electrocute me while I'm trying to rehook these together, because that's the next step. All right, got it all hooked up again. I think that's gonna stay, but let's see if it actually turns on. Yay! There we go. So it has an off, it has an on, and then it has a second feature where it's on and it turns itself off. So that's pretty cool. All right, I actually ended up undoing it again because I do want to move all of these cables. I hate that they're sitting right here, especially this big blue hose. This thing is so obnoxious, and I'm nervous that if I take it off from here, which I don't have any PEX pliers or anything like that, so I wouldn't be able to put it back the same way, so I'll probably just leave it the way it is. I might just cut a notch into this wood, that way it just sits into there. But I'm gonna fish these in through the other side. That way they're not in my way, preventing me from putting this thing flush against this wall. All right, of course something had to go wrong. I was moving these cords down here and both of those popped off at the same time, and the wires briefly touched, like didn't even have a split second of exposure to each other, and I heard the AC go off. So I ran inside, and all of the lights in our room turned off, the AC turned off, and as you can see, this little thing is flashing red, but that is because I already changed it out. I took out the one for the fans because we don't really use the fans, and I put it back where it was, which was the front lights. So when we go to Walmart here in a little bit, I'm going to have to get a new 15 amp to fix that. But it's okay, that's not a big deal. Nothing burnt down, so that's good news. Alright, so I took this off just so it's out of my way, and you can see I drew my line, so I'm just going to cut 2 little notches. Probably only going to do maybe about right up to here, just so I can press that board flush against this with this being in there, with it, keeping it out of my way. Alright, not having a chisel made this a little harder, but not impossible. But as you can see, that's pretty decent. Let's see what happens when I put the hose in there. It should be flush enough for me to be able to put that on there and keep it there. I love it. Alright, now I just have to re-clean up the mess I just made. Alright, it's not perfect because I don't have a chisel, but what I do have is a trusty, dusty, rusty razor blade, and that was able to chisel out some pieces to make it look a little bit better, and I could probably do a better job as well. I'm going to get back to it and hopefully finish up soon. Family wants to go. Alright, I ended up creating 2 more notches. There's the water one, just for these cables to sit because it was bugging me again that they're not sitting flush. So that's how quickly one project can turn into many, especially in my life. And some guy named Bob is your uncle. Check that out, folks. That is nice and secure, and all the cables are tucked away. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Probably strap them up to this, and those are tucked off the side. Let's take a peek. Yes, they're in that notch, and that's in the notch. Looks great. So excited. So much more room for activities now. All right, that darkness just snuck up on me, but I did get everything put away. Check it out. Everything is put away and organized. Ish. I'm going to do a better job organizing it when I have some sunlight out. But that's going to be it for now. And like many of our days, we ended up at Walmart for just some shopping. I don't have to upload anything. I did that at home earlier, thank goodness. But that is going to be the end of today's episode. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my DIY project, my on-the-spot DIY project, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We are an RV family traveling full-time. If you enjoyed this type of content, please subscribe. It's free. Make sure you turn on all notifications so that way you're notified every time we upload a video. Don't forget to comment down below what your favorite part of today's video was, and we'll catch you in the next one.